I still am a mess. I got rained on. I'm hot. I'm bleh. I hope everybody's doing well. We haven't talked about Sebastian Rogers in several days, so I thought I would go live with you guys about Sebastian Rogers. For those that came and hung out with me and learned a little more about the quadruple homicide in Pasco County, I really do appreciate it. I took the ride home. I'm back here. I still need to get a shower, but it had been a while. It's Sunday, and I've kind of, it's good to be back out on the road. So I'll wait for a few people. It's nice to see everyone. Hey, me and you. You've been with me all day. It's so nice. It's so nice. I hope everybody is doing well. Hey, me too. It's nice to see you, Jazzy. I want to give you a big hug, honey. Vicky, Ashley, it's nice to see you guys. Hello, hello. Mama Smurf. Love Lakers. Lisa, Jules, Kristen, it's nice to see you. Rappers up in the house. Hey. Emily, it's nice to see you. Cake, it's nice to see you, my love. Pink Butterfly, Robin, Pepper, it's nice to see you. It's Crystal, Donna, Cheryl, Florida Girl, Tiffany, Kristen, Peggy, Shantae, it's nice to see you. I hope everyone is having fun tonight. We haven't really done an update on Sebastian Rogers in a while. I mean, there's no real update. We did talk about a little bit about, hey, Connie, and, oh, that's Karen. I remember. Tammy, it's nice to see you. Tina, Gigi, Susan, Michelle, Pebbles, it's nice to see you, my love. It's nice to see you. So we kind of touched a little bit on it. There's not really any major breaking news in this case. I know this is when people are going to start really trying to find something to keep everybody interested and intrigued. And, we don't need to make up anything to accomplish that. We've still got a lot going on. Hey, River, Anita, Vit. It's nice to see you, Sheila. Hey. It's nice to see you guys here. There's no real breaking news in this case, but I did want to let you guys know we've had a lot of stuff, come out. There's a few things that I can't seem to source. I'm trying to have problems, I'm having problems with it. If you guys can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm looking for the blob, the blob video. I want the original of that. They're saying it's from the video that Nick Barris dropped, the Nick Barris video. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and try to see if I can try it again, but I need to find out where that video is and confirm that truly is Nick Barris's video. And the video that has the audio. I need to find out where the original of that, when that was dropped, who was the original that dropped that. I need to find and locate that. So I need to review the original source of it. We need to go back to who dropped it. Who dropped it? So that's what I'm trying to find. So if you guys know the originals of either one of those, that would be great. So I can have an informed conversation with you guys on it. I know a lot of people believe it, but I can't source it. There's only one. I can only source it back so far, and that's it. And everybody's saying that's not right. That it goes back further than that. So I can't find it. So now I've got to come to the audience and say if it goes past. I just need to source both of because all the videos I've got from their original sources have no audio. So I'm having a problem with the audio one right off the bat. Just right off the bat. The other one, I'd like to make sure where those blobs are coming from. I'd like to see where those blobs are coming from. I'd like to replicate that if it's off a video that has been corroborated that I have in my possession, custody, and control. I'd like to, once I can get that kind of re-engineered, then I'll know how it was done. And once I know how it was done, then I can talk to you guys about it. So those are just some oddball things. But you would think I got more than 5,000 steps today, but I just got my little thing for 5,000 steps. So I've been out in the rain. I was out in the rain. Those people were coming, and at least the officers after, they weren't giving me, I think, you know what, the guy turned the lights on. I think he thought I was pointing at him. I think he thought I was pointing my camera at him sitting in the car, and I wasn't. I was trying to get the photo. Where is my camera? Oh, it's probably out in the living room. The photo of the sheriff on the back, like the way he was sitting between the cars, it was just a perfect angle, and I was able to get like the sheriff and use my big lens and like really blow it up. But anyways, back to Sebastian Rogers. We haven't really advocated for him for a couple days because Summer Wells was Saturday, and it's like, you know, every imaginable technical issue happened to me on Saturday. So it was kind of a little humbuggy. And then of course today's Father's Day, and it's always a rough time for me on today. So I was kind of getting a little melancholy here, and I figured, you know what? It was like 1 o'clock. I didn't see anybody going live out there. You know, I gave everybody the opportunity, right? It takes me an hour and a half to get there. I just want to say, I just want to throw that out there. I checked. And so I thought I was in the clear. So I went on out there. I was having a bah-hum day, but you know, it is what it is. Apparently we got somebody a little nervous. Somebody doesn't want to speak to Bullhorn Betty. I'm just saying. You flip my world upside down and then you want to run off. Okay, I was going to be good too. If I had to sit there, I mean, I was going to be saying some shit under my breath. You know I was. But I was going to be on my side, and he could have been on his side. He gonna be, you know what? I hate to tell you this, but you're going to be run off a lot of them if this is how you want to act when we're out there on a job. I'm just saying, because I cover true crime and I go all over the country. Remember, you ain't the only one that coined it, my friend. Bullhorn Betty, it was the 3 Musketeers. Now it's the 2 Musketeers, dude. You gone. You gone. But it was funny because I didn't even look. I checked like a half hour because I figured if I saw him live, I'd do the same thing I did the day before, just to give the forewarning. I'm heading out, you know. But nothing. And so I thought I was in the clear. And here I pull up, and I'm like pulling up, and I'm like, well, shit, you know. That pretty much was it. So I'm like, so I start sticking the finger out the window. I wanted to make sure I said hi, you know. I wanted to make sure that he saw I was there, you know. I didn't want, you know, him to get any funny ideas and stuff like that. I didn't want him thinking I liked him anymore, you know. So I just thought I'd give him a good, you know, how you doing? It's nice to see you, right? And so so I sit in the car. You know, I ain't getting out of, I'm kind of, you know, checking it out, see how we gonna play this. Are we gonna play nice? Am I gonna sit on my side of the tracks and he sits on his side of the tracks? How we doing this? And so I'm just sitting there, you know, I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna sit here and just see how this is, because he's in the car. I see a stand there, so I'm just sitting there, you know. I don't want to get out, start no drama, you know. I didn't know if he was live, you know. Professionalism. He knew that was going to be a rough ride if he stayed there, because I'd have been on my side, he'd have been on his side, and I've been talking about some, how you doing? How them women? I bet you they all left you. Is that the reason why you down to 1? I should stop, but it is funny. So anyways, we're there. I didn't even realize he had just started his live either. I had no idea. Apparently he had only been on for like 5 minutes, and if you go back and watch that video, you look at his face, he's like, oh shit. And next thing you know, his live goes down. Like he knows. Like, Bullhorn Betty's here. It's time to get out of Dodge. God knows what she's gonna do. I'm gonna play nice, you know. I'm professional, you know. But you know I'm going to be saying some shit under my breath. Yeah. Where's Miss Piggy? Just asking for a few friends. I wonder if he gets offended by me saying that. No, I don't mean to offend anybody in my chat. You know, we're all a little fluffy. Okay, if you don't know, I was like breaking almost 200 pounds. Many people don't know that. I was, you know, I'm a fluffy, I love fluff, right? I just don't like fluffy chicks taking, you know, doing dirty, you know? And so you kind of use what you got to hurt them with it, you know? That's just kind of how it is. I'm honest about it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But I have to say, it did make my day. You know, I was having a shitty day, but seeing that that I got to him like that. I didn't really get the whole treat. I didn't get the whole gift until I came home. And I said, maybe, because, I've been live the whole time I was out there. I didn't get to see what happened. So I figured, yeah, I might as well go peek under the hood, see what really happened. And when I saw that priceless face at the end of his video, that just made my day. I got to say, today ended up being a good day, and all the ugly that was out there that we watched, with all the pain and stuff that was going on out there. I got to tell you, it made me feel really damn good. I would say Bullhorn Betty won. Check. So what's going on in the the Sebastian Rogers case is that there's not a whole lot of new news coming out. I did make a post in our Justice for Sebastian Rogers Facebook group, and I did have an opportunity to speak with the detective. Apparently the detective, there was 2 groups that were similarly named, and he was trying to get to mine, so he was talking to an admin from another group. And so he wanted to speak to me directly. And so I ended up speaking to him. I explained to him, just for the record, of what happened with this post. We saw this post. I pay attention when I'm doing research, but we have a public group that anybody can post in. If they're really, really bad comments, we delete them, okay? This was one that, in all fairness, you have to turn over. You don't get the choice between not turning it over and saying it's a troll and not, because at the end of the day, we've done this. There are many people that do set up anonymous accounts that do report, because they don't want people knowing who they are. We could very well see who was the poster of that immediately. As soon as it was sent to me, I went straight there and captured all of that and sent that over to the proper authorities. One, because I did put the disclaimer that I thought it was a troll, but at the end of the day, I'm not an investigative body, okay? I take all things like that very, very, very seriously. It's not up to me whether it gets investigated or not. If people post that on my channel, I don't get the luxury of not turning it in. It has to be turned in. And so what it did is it ended up causing like a 3-day delay, because they have to track these people down. They have to track these people down, and they have to interview them to make sure that what they're saying in there was just a hoax. It's probably going to terrify the people that posted this, and they're probably never going to do it again. I definitely would not recommend anybody putting any type of post like that, especially on anything I'm admitting. If you ever see a Bullhorn Betty emblem, whether it's a member or a subscriber, you don't want to be posting BS in those chats. They will be turned over to law enforcement, and you will be called out for wasting Ellie's time on crap. We know exactly who. I'll leave it at that. But this was definitely not needed. I feel like this behavior is being encouraged by a small facet of people, and this type of encouragement is going to continue. And I'm just, hopefully everybody just heeds the warning. This is real life. I know sometimes I think we forget about that. It's so easy to hate somebody that you don't know because somebody else hates them, and they put on this narrative and everything like that, and you just love this person and you think they can't do any wrong, and you're attacking an innocent man. There's no good sense. Some of the posts that I've seen towards Seth that is done, absolutely. Is he a perfect man? Of course not. But I am almost ready for Facebook. Like, I'm ready to start coming into some of these people that are making these horrible posts and start looking into them to see how perfect they are. Like, that is like where I'm like seriously ready to go at this point, because I'm so sick of all these people sitting up on their pedestal, and you know darn well they ain't perfect. They ain't perfect. So don't engage, just delete. There's no point in even saying it ridiculous or unbelievable. Just delete and move on. The internet is full of group thinking. Yeah, I know. Well, they're mob mentality, Everybody talks about peer pressure, we're freaking adults. And there's just some people out there that are so desperate for friendship that they are literally would be willing to sell their soul to the devil and be an evil person just to have somebody root them on, just so they have a little attention. Well, you don't need to do that. We can give everybody a little love and attention over here without you having to sell your soul to the devil or being nasty to people. This father did not deserve this. And how the whole entire narrative changed and got away from the Proudfoots, the people that all of us, just about, outside of a small little echo chamber, believe is responsible for the disappearance of this child. And, still weeks later, we haven't gotten back to that. I have gone through these interviews, and that's what we need to be doing. There's so much here. We got so many, literally so many interviews to go back over. Now that we have this car, now that we see the light sources, now that we're able to dovetail that in with the dogs tracking those light sources and their movements and the car's movements, and we realize that there's a lot of cameras going down Kellen, and there must be something picked up on that. And we really truly believe that law enforcement has a massive amount of visual evidence, at least to support who was in that car that morning or what type of car it truly was. I would have to think that the ambient lights on the outsides of those homes would have put a reflection on the car as it was passing. Some of those Ring doorbell cameras, if they're like mine, I can see a complete dark. I can see a car driving by. It's black and white, but I can see the make and model of the car. So I have to think that there are some pretty good images that could be had from those Ring doorbell cameras. One of the other things that I really do have a problem with is the fact that Chris did see some of the footage. He saw some of the footage before law enforcement was able to collect it or question him about it. Now, whether he saw all of it, I don't know. Which footage he saw, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. He saw footage. He was able to craft a story before law enforcement questioned him. That's a problem for me. Now, here is, I was going to save this for tomorrow. Betty is much spirit animal. Oh, good heavens. My spirit animal. So, anyways, this was, I was going to save for a Monday morning bombshell. I was going to save this for a Monday morning bombshell. Here's the bombshell. We've been talking and anticipating, and this is going to change the direction of this case. I truly believe. I truly believe. I'm no longer confident that Chris got to his work at 5:15. No longer confident that there was any possibility of him being able. We've been talking about this. The members here, the subscribers here that have been reaching out to me and talking to me about this aspect of the case. I have done everything I can from Florida, okay, from where I sit, to corroborate the time that he was at work. And a lot of people have brought up very interesting perspectives. Quiet time, when they cannot have any constructions. The fact that there is, you can't just get on that site without, it's locked up. It's locked up. So we were told by a PI that was communicating with Chris Proudfoot. And again, another one of my subs reminded me of that. So there's nobody I can say for this. We are going by corroborated information. We trust the PI to do their due diligence and corroborate the information that they are being told. But when you apply just the minimal standards to what we know would go on at a construction site like that, we're looking at the totality of this, and it's making it very uncomfortable for me to believe that he was there at 5:15. It sounds like the gates wouldn't even be opened at that time for him to enter on to the parking lot. But that is opinions, because nobody has been able to confirm or corroborate that information with me. But because it can't be confirmed or corroborated, and because I do have to question this PI's, ability to know what corroborated information is to begin with, I'm removing that. I'm removing that because I said that car could not be Chris at 3:30. And if he did not arrive to his job until 6:30 to 7, it very well could have been him at that car. And I'm not willing to risk me stating any further that he's there at 5:15 when I myself no longer believe that I believe that that could be inaccurate. I truly believe that information could be truly inaccurate. And because of that, we have to go back to the drawing board even with that. All right, let's see what we got here. Demon Chihuahua. You know what? Olivia's dog, I called Demon Dog. I miss Demon Dog. She called me. Oh, I need to read this. I probably don't need to tell her business. Demon Dog, Chihuahua. Law enforcement has already discussed and verified Chris. Oh, don't give me. No. Pump the brakes. You are wrong. Wrong. We don't say things like that without providing receipts. What receipts do you have, Demon Chihuahua? You don't come in my chat. If you want to say in your opinion, that's fine, but you are so wrong. And you want to know how I know you're so wrong? Because I have studied this case from one side to the other, and I definitely know that Chris's alibi and his whereabouts that night have holes all through it. That's why he keeps getting those calls from law enforcement. Just saying. He wants to run the narrative to a story. Yeah, I think we got a Chris Proudfoot or a Chris Proudfoot supporter in here, but I don't really care if you're Chris Proudfoot, but you guys got to start. Don't be coming up in my chat telling me a bunch of BS that you cannot factually support, because everything I got here that I've been pushing on my channel is factually supported. So you want to test that, you better bring some facts and you better bring some damn receipts before you come over here flapping those gums. Just saying. Ellie had him on camera. Oh, give me they had him on camera. You know what they had him on camera for, Demon? They had him on camera. The last time anybody saw him there was 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Nobody saw him. No, not that they did or didn't see him. I just want to clarify that. Did or did not see him. We cannot account for him after 8 o'clock. Period. Okay? Not 9 o'clock, not 10 o'clock, after 8 o'clock. Where was he? Where did he go? He might have been there until 10. I don't know. But you keep saying things like that. Where's the camera footage? Who's ever said that? Because this is the first time I heard he's got camera footage of him. So now all of a sudden, 4 months later, after all these conversations and us wanting to know his whereabouts, all of a sudden we have a Demon Chihuahua up in our chat telling us that there is camera footage. I'm sorry, but Chris Proudfoot wasn't in jail like Seth. I know he wants to steal Seth's story so freaking bad that it's killing him that he doesn't have Seth's story. But he doesn't have Seth's story. And we're not going to have Demon Chihuahua up in my chat trying to steal Seth's story again. Ain't happening, honey. No, not tonight. Not today, Satan. Not today. King Flea. They have photo at night at those hours of cranes running on social. They have quiet time. That's on a St. Jude's property. I'm hearing that there's no way that they could be running at night. And I you know what? It doesn't even matter about arguing it at this point. I'm taking it out of my equation until I can corroborate it and confirm it for myself. I will be there in a week. Like, I'm going to be in Memphis, not Hendersonville. I'm going to be in Memphis on the 22nd. On the 22nd. Nobody's going to know I'm there. I mean, you guys know I'm there. But nobody's going to see me. Nobody's going to see me. Nobody's going to hear me. I'm going in. Okay? I'm going in. Nobody's going to even know I'm there. I'm going to look like a ragamuffin. Trust me. I got this. I got this. So I'm going in. I'm finding out when that construction site is being closed down. I'm looking at when it's opening up. Nobody's going to be able to tell me what the hell I can and cannot do. I am going to be there. I'm going to make sure as soon as I pull in Memphis, I buy a drink and pay taxes the minute I get into Memphis. So I am considered a taxpayer of Memphis. The minute I get into Memphis is either going to be gas in my car or a soda pop. But I'm going to make sure before I start any of my investigative work that I am truly a tax-paying citizen of Memphis. Thank you very much. So we'll get to the bottom of it. If those gates are locked, if there's quiet time, we'll get to the bottom of it. We will get to the bottom of it. I will be by there different hours just to check it out. If the cranes are running at night, we're going to know definitively. There's no point in even arguing about it at this point because we got less than 7 days before I'm going to find out. So it's going to be all over. We're going to have a definitive answer. Bullhorn Betty's going in. We're not going to play these guessing games. Okay? We got a lot of people out there. There should be no reason why we're guessing at this point. I have questions. What's your opinion of the driver that looked for Sebastian? Were they there for clout? Were they really? I think anybody, see, this is what I don't like about social media. They can run a narrative very quickly. Anybody that goes out there, they're there to help. Because there's a lot of people that are covering this case sitting on their ass. So you guys need to look at things a different lens and quit letting somebody dictate or write a narrative. And that means that even if you guys are talking about somebody I don't like or not, that's just the truth. I speak the truth whether I like the person or not. But the bottom line is I personally don't think anybody's going to get off their ass to go out to a place to search for somebody without going out there for a good reason. Because they can make just as much money sitting on their butt. I can tell you the people that sit at home on their computer make a hell of a lot more money than the people that go out and get their feet dirty and do this. I can tell you that. I can tell you that personally. I know that for an absolute fact. But the difference is that I'm willing to spend every penny I have to help. And that's the difference. I go out not because it's financially savvy for me to go out. It is not, despite what everybody again, a narrative that is tried to be had. I go out to help because I go out to help. I don't want to sit home and talk about a case. I'm a well-bodied individual that has the means to get out there, put my feet in the soil, put my feet on the ground, and I have eyeballs that can help look. When I designed this platform, it was to help. It was never to sit home. We've never sat home. I mean, this is the longest I think we've been home in any given time in the history of the show. And so that's why I was chomping at the bit, to get out. And so that quad homicide, as sad as it is, it's a, it's something I can be outside doing. So it's just sad just to think of the kids. But you guys know what the biggest problem with that whole story is for me. It's the fact that a whole family was wiped off the face of the earth and nobody knew. If that man did not literally tell his friend, when he was terrified, the oh shit factor, I tell you about that stuff comes up and bites you. And he called his friend at like 2 a.m. telling him he shot somebody. So nobody really, they assumed, I guess the close friends assumed that they knew who would have ended up being, taken out. I don't think they thought the whole family. But this guy, this guy is not that big, y'all. I don't know if you looked at those people, those children, the mom, the dad, they were, they couldn't have been very easy to move. I just feel like he had to have had help. I don't know if this is going to be the last arrest. I don't see how the heck he could do all that by himself. Guys, I'm telling you, you're talking about 4, fluffy individuals. And, I'm talking about, when we were out there at Spread Creek talking about Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito is like 110 pounds soaking wet. And we were talking about the probability, because, you know, we were going over, do we think that, you know, Brian took her out there to stage? Did he unalive her in the car and take her out there? You know, we went through a lot of different theories about it. And one of the things that Jonathan had brought up at that time is that she's dead weight. Absolutely dead weight. I was ready to go get a few 20-pound bags. See if he could cross over there just to see what, you know, 110 pounds weight, you know, carrying would be. Everybody can admit that Gabby Petito's light, but you don't understand how heavy it is when it's, you got no help. You know, you don't realize when you pick somebody up, they're using their muscles and legs not to be dead weight. That is a lot different. I can't express it into words. You'll have to, maybe somebody else can explain it better. But it makes the weight feel, I don't know, twice. You know, I don't know how this little guy was able to move that entire family himself. Let me just cut to the chase, okay? I don't understand how he could do that. They were no offense, but plus size people. Mom and dad were plus size. You know, he was a little chicken neck, like he's skin and bones. The guy looks like a pipsqueak. I just don't get how the pipsqueak, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Give him hell, Betty. Give everybody hell. Well, actually, I don't. Everybody gives me hell, and then they get bent whenever I've had enough. That's what the problem is, you know. Regardless, he's there that morning or not, he was with Katie that night. I do believe. But you know what? We were so adamant because of that 5:15, because it came from Heather. And so I don't know how she corroborated that information. And I have nothing real meaty. And people have brought up enough stuff that I can corroborate some stuff without even talking to somebody, just by physically being there. So I figured, instead of bothering anybody, I don't want, you know, all these assholes on YouTube, you know, the hate channels and stuff saying, oh, I'm coming there to, you know what, if I was coming there to do something, I would say it and there wouldn't be a damn thing anybody could do about it. I'm saying that that's not what I'm doing, but they're going to still make a big deal about it anyways, because they're idiots and they don't mind wasting law enforcement resources, which they used to say we did, but they don't mind doing it. But I'm going to be going in, and there's not going to be a damn thing anybody can do. I'm not going to say anything. I ain't going to bother anybody. I'm not planning on going up there and disrupting any type of business or anything. I plan on staying on public property and getting my information from shoe leather work. And that's just basically being there and finding out what time the gates open. What time the gates open and what time the gates close. That will satisfy a lot of our problems just by seeing the Yahoo that opens the gates. I can solve a lot of problems. Don't even need to talk to one single person. Just need to be there, right? Early bird gets the worm. Nobody gets up earlier than me. So we got this. So when we get there, we will have this stuff corroborated. We will have this stuff corroborated without a freaking doubt. We will have an idea of when that site truly closes down. I'm going to be out there on a Sunday. I'm going to find out what time they close down on the weekends, if they work Saturday. We are going to have every piece of information that we should have had 3 months ago. Okay? We're going to have all of this information that should have been properly corroborated. I mean, we do have those PIs that keep thinking that they're the world in the stuff. Remember everybody said they're the most professional. Really? Yet you guys haven't gone down there to see what time they open and close the chains. But you live in Tennessee and you're these PIs. This is why I hate internet PIs. Everybody thinks there's more than being nice when it comes to being a PI. Okay? I'm not saying Chloe's not nice. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that they are basically rookies and they suck at their job. That's all I'm saying. Because we're 3 months in, and this is something that they could have corroborated like the minute they got in the case, and they still hadn't. Because they were too busy sitting on their ass inside their homes working on data mining, or being out in the woods acting like they were searching when they're not searchers. So I have a problem with the whole, I'm so special and I did so much for this thing and I can't believe Seth would fire me, to now I understand why their asses were fired. We're 3 months in and we don't even know what time chains are put on those gates to lock that gate. That would have been one of the first things I corroborated had I been there. So this is what we're going to do. This is all the information that that all these other people fail to get done, especially those PIs. Remember those public investigators that try to say they're private investigators. Sorry, my glasses get a little dirty, so it's always great to have a second pair so I don't have to sit here and take them off and clean them. Mystery, the court awarded Chris and his daughter for the summer. Well, I was just watching Chris McDonough on the Madeline Soto. I'm so glad that he's covering that case. That case is a very hard case for me to cover. And the more I'm seeing about Jennifer Soto, and just hearing all the people in my chat, I remember hearing them saying, she didn't believe her daughter. She would think her, the things that some of the people said in my chat, I couldn't fathom a mom saying that to the daughter. And then to hear some of the stuff being in these reports, it makes me sick to my stomach when it comes to Madeline Soto, because her mom should have been there to protect her. And her mom treated her so horrible when she was going through so much at the hands of a situation her mother forced on her, basically, because she didn't have a choice whether she lived with Stefan. And quite frankly, she left her daughter so much with a stranger at the beginning that her daughter must have thought that was normal. I mean, he started with her at 8 years old. She probably thought that was what they were what all the kids were doing. It just makes me sick. It just makes me sick to my stomach. Her mom's jealous of her. I feel she was never a damn mom. Her mom was, I saw that videotape of her mom at her mother's job, the insurance company, and she looked high out of her ever-loving mind. I'm sorry. She was on a substance. Her rocking and stuff was not her anxiety. It was whatever the hell she was on that she was coming down from. I don't think she actually anticipated it taking that long, because the longer it was, the more antsy she got. To me, it sounded like she was coming down off something. As soon as I saw her, it just changed me, because, I didn't see her like that before. And I know monsters because when we were covering the Powell and Miranda Rosa case down in Orlando, or up in Orlando rather, we met with a sex trafficking type of expert person that talked, had all these people, had a nonprofit organization and was helping. Actually, she was supposed to come on here and I just lost track. One of the worst things about me is keeping in contact. If anybody can tell you anything, if you do not call me, it's just because I get so busy. I literally forget. Like even today, I literally forgot to eat. If it wasn't for that little bit of steak I ate for my neighbor, I wouldn't have eaten today. I haven't eaten all day. All I've had was water. The whole time I was out there, that's all I had was water. I forgot. It wasn't like I'm starving and not eating. I get so busy, I literally forget to eat. Yeah, Madeline is a sad case. I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure Jen knew all along what was happening to Maddie, and she didn't give a damn. I still would like a little bit more, but I think we're getting a little bit closer to that being the reality. I don't know how they're going to handle Jen, but I do believe she's going to be arrested for something. I have this feeling. But you know what? I mean, we got to think that maybe what she said that in the heat of a moment, that maybe Maddie, I got to think that Maddie had to have been acting out a little bit. I mean, she was going through so much at home. Children that go through that act out, period. It's just the nature of the beast. So it might have been, she might have been giving her mom just a, not that her mother should ever say that to her, and I'm not saying justifying it, but maybe it was said in the heat of a moment during an argument and her mom just lost her stuff, Those things do happen. I'm pretty sure that a lot of my female moms in here that have female daughters in here, kind of have had moments with your female daughter. I'm sure your language to your own daughter probably wasn't, you probably shocked yourself at how angry that your daughter could truly make you. It's kind of funny how children have this weird ability to really get under their parents' skin. It's like they know exactly what makes their parents tick, as almost if the fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree, if you will. It's kind of funny how that happens, So I always try to apply reality to any case. I don't try to think that, they're better than anybody or that they have a life different than everybody. Life's messy. Life's not perfect. We have to put that in the equation. We can't beat everybody up because they don't have a perfect life or anything like that. Did she cause this to happen to her daughter? And her choices were absolutely, without a doubt, very, very poor choices. That man was not her father. And sometimes I think women forget that when they're trying to blend their family, that is not that child's father. And there has to be you got to understand as well. I mean, when a child is being introduced to a person and their stepfather, and that stepfather has to, discipline the child or something, you got to think about that, because your child's basically getting spanked by a stranger. You may not consider it that, but I'm pretty sure your child does. I've always been, I don't know how I feel about that, because in all fairness, when it came to my stepdaughter, she ticked me off, but I didn't hit my stepdaughter, like she was by the time me and her father met, I mean, she was already 17. She had already had a baby, and she was turning 18, pregnant with another one, and it was a little bit of a different, she was older. There was no spanking that came from me. Now, my grandchildren, that's a different story, I put them in, but I had to deal with 3 kids, okay? And 3 kids in diapers. It was not a treat by any stretch of the imagination. And, I'm sure I was not the perfect grandma, okay? I'm not going to lie. I was 32 years old with 3 crying babies. Okay, I'm sure I lost my shit. Did I beat my kids? No, I did not beat my grandkids. Of course not. But did I lose my shit on them? I'm pretty sure I did. I won't tell anybody, but I'm pretty sure they got me angry. I don't know, those sweet little beautiful angel faces. I don't know if they could ever make me any angrier. But I'm pretty sure I didn't do grandma perfect. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. But I like those little shits, They kind of get to your heart and stuff. They make you feel all weird and stuff, right? And they want to do weird stuff like paint. They want to braid your hair and put makeup on you really funny. 3. Do you guys understand? Diapers. There's no reason why kids today should have any problems with their parents. If they can survive with me, and I haven't, but I'm being facetious, but you know what? I love my grandkids, and I gotta tell you, no matter what, I'll always love them. It's just so hard for me when I see these parents out there not giving a crap about their kids, because my stepdaughter, she never left her children ever, never ever in a million years. But she did have some struggles because she was so young. She had some struggles. She still wanted to be a teenager, and Sorry, but I didn't give birth to him. I reminded her of that. Every time she wanted to stay here when it was inconvenient for me, I just wanted to make sure I reminded her here and there. Don't bring him over sick. All right, guys, listen, I know we're getting on a tangent. Oops, I'm falling all over the place. We don't have a whole lot on Sebastian. We need to work on Chris's timeline. Chris, I don't believe, was at work at 5:15. And I'm not going to say that because I'm starting to really look at this case very, very hard. I'm monitoring everything, and there's just things that don't make sense. And what is nagging at me? What is not making sense in this case? Because no matter how I look at it, the math ain't mathing on the time. There's no way. I know for a fact Chris would have had to come back. There's no way he would have left his wife or his mother to do this all by themselves. There's no way. He's the man. He's the man. He has solidified that he is the man. Okay? So if he's the man, he came back. He came back. And there's no way the time is mathing that he was at work at 5:15. So we have to look at that. I can't keep relying on that 5:15. And then when I strip it all away, we know where it came from, and we don't know how she acquired the information or what she did to corroborate the information once she got it. We hear 5:15. How do we corroborate it? We sit our ass out in front of the freaking job, and you see what time they unbuckle the damn gate. OMG. Not rocket science. Not rocket science. So, just saying, y'all, it is Sunday. If somebody's out there in Memphis, I'm just saying, if you want to be, want to drive by, say around 5:15 in the morning, and maybe get some video footage, we might be able to resolve this before I come into town. I'm just saying. I mean, call me crazy over here. Just call me crazy. It is Sunday. We can resolve this by Monday. We can resolve this by Monday at 9 a.m. So if anybody's in the Memphis area and you happen to go to work, say you got to be to work by 6:30 or 7. Perfect timing. You got some time in the morning. Set your alarm clock. Nobody likes Mondays. I get it. Okay? I get it. But it's for Sebastian. It's for Sebastian. Somebody drive by the damn place and see at 5:15 if it's lit up like a Christmas tree and people are working. If it's lit up for a Christmas tree and people are working at 5:15, there is a good possibility Chris could have been there. If it's completely locked down and shut down at 5:15, well, we know the man could not have been there at 5:15. If you have a little time, maybe go to Starbucks, circle the block for an hour, see what time the gates open. Just saying. Just saying. Anybody has time? Anybody has time. And then, of course, record it, and then send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com so I can review it. Let me know if I can use your name. If you don't want me to use your videos, I won't use your videos. If you're concerned, I just want to see them. I'm a nosy person like that. I don't have to use them. But we could do something like that. And that would probably be very, 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 very beneficial, right? Very beneficial. And right now, if we did it tomorrow, they wouldn't have time to change their time. They wouldn't have time to call the foreman and say, hey, don't open those gates, open those gates, open those gates, get those gates open, right? So we kind of caught them with their pants down. It's already 10 o'clock at night. They're not going to be able to get up and get out there and open the gates earlier or later. So this would be a perfect time. If somebody's in the Memphis area, go by the St. Jude's Project at 5:15 in the morning. Are the gates open or are they not? If it's dark as shit out there, then one of two things happen. Chris either broke into the job at 5:15 and we'll have to ask ourselves why, or he didn't get there at 5:15. So we'll get it. We'll get it. I think we'll get it. Personally speaking, I think we'll get it. I'm on vacation, but in California. Is it a vacation? Oh, I should stop. I got people here from California. I know you guys want to smack me. I'm not a Californian. My aunt and uncle love California. They were in California, like literally my upbringing. And then they moved to Florida when my uncle got out of the Navy. And I got to tell you, They talked about San Francisco and all these different places, and we were supposed to visit. We never went to California. I've never visited the state of California. And then everybody started telling me that some of the major cities aren't. They said it's like it's awful there, and it just saddens them. There's a lot of homeless, a lot of. It's just they said it's not their place anymore. So I don't know. I've never been. I never got to see it before all of this. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Have you looked? I have the look of the guy's name, but he drove campground to campground, which he switched campgrounds. Are they not at Yogi Bear anymore? I used to have a gal that drove by there, and every now and again, when she drove by, she'd take a video. I never shared them, because I would share the information, but I'd never share them because I didn't know if somebody would know who she is or whatever. And so I was very, I just worry about all of that stuff. BHB, come visit Prismo or Morobay or Big Sur. Not worth the money. Cali's too expensive. You know what? But they were trying to compare Cali to Florida and said that Florida is ranking up there as high as California in some of the housing markets. I'm like, what? If we're getting there, we're not doing our job here. Like, it's getting so expensive here in Florida. It really is. First is a hospital. You all are right. There are quiet times. Hospital probably won't let them start until 6:30. I'm here at 7. Oh, shit. Memphis. I remember somebody told me this. Memphis has an ordinance inside Memphis that work can't start until 7. It's an ordinance within Memphis. I think that's the quiet time they're talking about. I don't think it's the project itself. It's the ordinance. It's the city ordinance. That's what they're acting under. I forgot that. Holy crap. I don't think he was there at 5:15, y'all. I don't think he was there at 5:15. You guys need to look in Memphis. Memphis has an ordinance. Memphis has an ordinance. That's what it is. Memphis has an ordinance. It's Memphis. It's not the state. It's that jurisdiction. They have an ordinance that force they can't start work until 7. I'm almost positive. We need to look in that. I'll go down to the city. I'll go down wherever this project is and confirm that. But I think it's the ordinance in the city. And if that's the case, there's no way he would have been there at 5:15. I don't think they would well, it's hard because some of these construction sites open hours, an hour and a half before people come in. They get their coffee, they sit and eat breakfast, they chit chat with each other. They're not going to open the gates at 7 for the job to start at 7. I would think that they would allow the people to at least start coming in around 6. 6:30, getting a whole crew of construction folks in there to start at 7. That'll be a little tricky. So, we need to find out what time those gates open. That'll solve the problem once we do that. But as far as him being in there and using his crane, I think that there's an ordinance that forces the quiet time. I don't think it's the hospital that does it. I don't know why I forgot that. Somebody was telling me about that, and I completely, utterly forgot about the ordinance until we were just talking here because we were talking about the quiet time, and it just popped back in my head. So we really need to look at that Chris's time, because I don't trust Chris. And I just trust my gut. And my gut's telling me something's not right. Chris would have been there. And I just can't shake that. So now I've got to try to find out if Chris was there or not. And the only way I'm going to satisfy my gut is, first I got to find out when those gates open. When's the earliest he could possibly be at work that morning? When was the earliest he could possibly be there? And then work from there. And if by chance, I'm, around lunchtime, just happen to go to the same restaurant that maybe some of the construction workers go to, maybe I'll have an opportunity to speak to them. I don't know. I hope I don't have to go and look like a bum, but I will. You guys don't know what I'll I can make myself look rough if I need to. But I don't think I can make myself more pretty. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm not that conceited. I'm really not. Michelle, there isn't a noise ordinance. I think it is part of a noise ordinance. I think it is some type of noise ordinance, Cake. Honestly, I think we need to look in that aspect. If somebody knows, if somebody's from Memphis, if you know about this ordinance or this quiet time or something that prevents, construction work from starting before 7 a.m., please send that stuff to me. There's a video where he works St. Jude's. Yeah, we know he works at St. Jude's, but everybody keeps saying there's a video, but nobody sees a video. This is the second person that's been in my chat talking about all these videos. Where is it? Do you have it? I mean, I'd like to see it. I'm just saying. So if we're talking about videos, please source them for me. Tell me where I can find them, because I do search quite a lot. I haven't really searched a lot in the last 2 days, but I search a lot. Is there public records to call the sheriff? Yeah, I don't want to. I like doing that in person. I do have to call the area out there to let them know that I'm coming into town. I just let them know, because I don't know what other people are calling and telling them. I like to give them my send them everything. And I've already talked to a major there already about this whole post on my public Facebook group. And the reason why I say public is I got no control over who posts stuff there. All we do is if there's anything crazy is we have the ability to block, ban, and remove comments and people. But we let everybody, if you follow the rules, I mean, it's a Seth friendly channel. We're Sebastian oriented and focused. And we just really we don't want the drama over there. Clearly 40,000 people like the drama and like fighting and bitching back and forth. We are fine with our 1,500 of normal people that like to discuss the case. So if you're one of those people, please go over to Justice for Sebastian Rogers. Justice for Sebastian Rogers. Somebody's trying to, I don't know if I shouldn't say hijack the name, but somebody has Justice for Sebastian. And so I don't want to take that away from them, but ours is Justice for Sebastian Rogers. So if you would like to go over there and sub up, I know that, it doesn't really matter. We should be in all of these groups personally. It's sad that the one group is making it a pissing contest and a popular. It's like as much they just allow people to trash each other. Sorry, but people are vile and mean, and they want to say, oh, we let them do it. Sorry, but there are things that hurt people, and as we all know, especially the person, one of the admins on there, so dutifully sues everybody. Should know that there are damages out there that words have, and that he's been able to sue people over because of them. And so he's not protecting other people and forcing people to have to be sued because he won't control and they won't control their bad behavior on a group or page. Sorry, that's unacceptable. We all have a First Amendment right, but we all have to follow rules in this world. And that they're allowing to happen. We will not allow that to happen on our channel. So if you guys would like to, unsubscribe from there and subscribe over here, you absolutely may. But I don't want that channel. We still have many of our people in that group monitoring what they're doing. We will continue to put out the stuff that they're continuing to do in that group just to show people, because a lot of the good people out here have been booted out of that group and blocked that had problems with what that group was doing. And so I think it's very important to bring those to the real public and take it out of their echo chamber and start calling these people out and posting them on the full platform in a public group that everybody can see. And everybody has an opportunity to see how awful these animals are. And right now they're in a private group, and they can put whatever they want in those private groups. And so we are putting every person we've got in those private groups, and we are monitoring them. We are taking pictures, and they know we are, and we're going to keep exposing their horrible and disgusting behavior. And if you guys want to continue to support that, then don't be upset when they keep damaging cases. This nonsense that they are cultivating and encouraging from their audience over there on that channel has cost this case 3 days, because a detective over there in the investigative unit had to stop what he's doing to track down this lead. So they are actually now hindering an investigation. Absolutely 100% hindering an investigation. And people are going to sit here and say it's because I'm angry because I am vindictive. I would think that if I was vindictive, I could do a lot more than I'm doing. I'm right now being very calm and just trying to show people who somebody is. That if that's being vindictive, is trying to protect a case and trying to protect a 15-year-old boy, then vindictive is what they can call me. I will tattoo it on my ass where they can kiss it. Just saying. Just saying. Don't like anyone treating Seth like a guilty person. I don't either. He's not a guilty person. He's not a guilty. And you know what? I keep sitting here thinking that this man is so much better than the way Crystal treated Harmony. But everybody sucked the tit off of Crystal Sorey's crap when she put Harmony through all of this. I would have helped Crystal as well. I would have helped her as well. And everybody's patting Crystal on the back for doing all these drugs in front of her kid, getting her kid taken away from her, having God knows what happened to her in all these places, and then put her right back into this man, her father's hands, and she still didn't go look for her daughter for 2 freaking years. But hey, we gave her support and encouragement, but not Seth. This is what makes me sick on YouTube, because they're so freaking hypocritical. Oh my God, well, I like him today because my creator likes him today. When are you guys going to ever think for yourselves? I'm not talking about my audience. My audience knows how to think for themselves. We're talking about everybody else. We're not a crazy family. We're just a crazy family because everybody else is insane. That's all. You know? Normal's crazy this day and age. I'm just saying. It is. It is. It's good versus evil. It's good versus evil. All right, guys, you guys rocked it with me today. I just want to tell you all thank you for coming here. We're still keeping Sebastian's name out. I hadn't talked about him in a couple days. Not because it's just yesterday. You guys saw yesterday. Yesterday was a hot mess, right? Nothing went my way yesterday at all. It was just a really crappy day. And it ended, with I was able to give somebody that was very deserving of a middle finger yesterday, and very deserving of a middle finger and asshole today. I did get a chance to voice my thing as he drove by. Asshole, and I didn't say it that loud. I'm like, asshole, but his window was down, so I know he heard me. That's all I needed. That was good. I was gonna sit out the rest of the time. I know he was sitting down at the end of the road. I know he sat there for a while. He had to sit there for a while, waiting for me to leave. Nope. You guys should know when Bullet Betty pulls up, I hang out for a bit, right? I never run off. If we're pulling up and we're going live, we're gonna be there for a while. Okay. This was a short live. It was only like almost 3 hours. That was short. Like, I've been out there on lives for 9 hours, 10 hours. Commentating and covering the case from front to back. This I didn't do. We were only out there for 3 hours, and I would have stayed out there longer. But guys, the storms that we've been having the last 2 days are almost like hurricane type storms. It was so much water. It was so quick. Like, even coming home tonight, coming over my own bridge from Palmetto to Bradenton, I couldn't see. I was driving like 20 miles an hour. It was absolutely horrific out there. The roads out here in Florida are getting very, very saturated. We're rolling into hurricane season. We need the rain. Good. I mean, I'm not complaining about it at all. Just not very safe. But I couldn't stay on those dirt roads on the back because I could get stuck. In some areas out there, you can't use the phone. If I get stuck and there's some areas and nobody's driving, I'm sleeping out there in the car in the freaking rain in the middle of a road that I can't move my car from. So I always think about those things, you know. I don't want to be in a situation like that, you know. I don't want to be in a situation like that out in the middle of the, you want to talk about kind of having like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees vibes. And yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, okay? And I forgot the pepper spray. I need to put the pepper spray in my bag. I need to put it in my bag. All right, guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll be back. I don't know. My sleep's kind of getting a little crazy. Like, I didn't wake up. Like, I'm usually up at like 3, 4 o'clock. And the last 2 days, I woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep. So when I was going back to sleep, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I get a couple hours and I'm up at like 7 or 8. Like, that's a late start for me. Like, that's 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours late for me. And it just screws my whole day up. So I'm hoping that it's over now because it's 10 and I'm actually getting ready to pipe it down and go to sleep. And I didn't really drink. Well, I did drink coffee over at Laura's. I stopped by my best friend's house. It's hard not to when I'm coming from north because I literally drive right by her house. And I don't see her very much. Because I haven't done a job in forever. I mean, we cover cases, but I haven't gone out and got content. Like, we got a lot of good stuff. Look at this. Oh, I didn't show you guys this. We got some good stuff. I haven't started putting it together, but we got some pretty good stuff. It should be getting, how's my, see, I'm still trying to get it sent over to me because nothing works, none of my Apple products work with Windows. I don't like, you know, when you, this is all I'm saying is I'm a very particular person. And when I spend more for a phone than I have ever spent in my life, I want that phone to freaking walk on water. Anything and everything I purchase that could possibly be hooked up to any type of cell phone should automatically attach to this. Plug and play. Why? Because I spent $2,500 on this phone. This phone has a terabyte of memory. And I've got 2 terabytes in iCloud, which is completely at max capacity. So at some point, I mean, it wouldn't even let me upload a thumbnail today on that live. So, I mean, I had to go back and redo it a different way. But my iCloud's is all jammed up because it's too full. And it's driving me nuts. And I've got to get the whole damn thing cleaned up and put in files and downloaded and put on my hard drive. And I probably got to buy another hard drive because I'm probably going to be out of my hard drive. So, got to love this stuff. Data is not my friend. But long story short, I wanted to show you guys some stuff. Like, we got some good footage. Hold on here. Here it is. Look at this. We got the command center. Hold on, let me pause it. We got the command center coming out. Look at this. Look how the quality of this is so good. Love it. We got good videos. We got really good. We got good coverage. I think that's the forensics. So we got some good footage out there. Trying to get that all transferred over so I can download it on my phone and get it put on a drive, but we'll see how that goes. But we did good, and we got some good camera shots, but I don't have my camera in here for some reason. I thought I brought it in, but I guess I didn't. I must have left it out there. So I'm going to try to get all that stuff downloaded and try to get something prepared. Can all in chat ask questions? I have been posting about the 16-year-old boy found in the okay. Oh, sorry. I gotta stretch my legs out. Oh, good gracious. Okay, so the 16-year-old boy, this is, I don't know. I haven't checked on it again. What I found out is there is absolutely my understanding, no way it can be Sebastian. I was saying if they didn't have a name within 24 hours, I'd start looking at it. I was assured that this is absolutely not Sebastian. This is not a joke. This is not them playing games or anything like that. It is truly not Sebastian. I don't know. They have not released the identity of the boy. That the last time I checked, which was earlier today, I think it was this morning is the last time I checked. I checked this morning, but I was absolutely 100% assured that this is absolutely not Sebastian Rogers. It's not. Another mom has lost her son. So I don't really know any more about that other than that information. I don't know what his condition was. I don't know how he was found. There were some rumors going out that he was partially buried in a tarp, all this other stuff. I don't know. I'm at the mercy of what is being put out by the sheriff, by local news. I'm not boots on the ground. I can't do any investigative work on it because I don't even know who the victim is. So there's literally SWAT that I can do. I've got nothing. I don't know if the name has been released since then. Since this morning, it's very well that it has been released or an identity has been determined and people know it. I just personally don't know it. I didn't look after I heard that it absolutely 100% was not Sebastian. It was kind of like, I'm working the Sebastian Rogers case, unfortunately, and I once it's not him, I move on. I don't look into it. I don't investigate it any further. I don't pay it any more attention because my case, it has nothing to do with my case. And so that's just where we are with that. I don't have really any information about the 16-year-old boy. If I do, I still am searching for it to just so everybody can at least say a prayer for the family once we find out who he is. So I am monitoring it, but it's not a top priority at this point. Crystal clear footage. Oh, I'm getting tired, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Betty, I sent you an email about an audio when it first came out. Same ring cam as the flashlight. It's been cleared up. The Ring doorbell camera with the flashlight had no audio. That's where my problem is. So how did the audio get on there? That's my problem. Nick Barris recorded from his phone. There was no audio. That's where I think people... I promise you, if somebody can send me a place where I can, source all these things, if it is legit, I will tell you guys it's legit. I can't source these things. I can source them to a certain point. I need more than that. So if anybody knows what do I mean by sourcing? So for those that don't understand, which is okay because I don't expect everybody to. It basically means you find the original post, not that you just find the original post so you can see the origin of that post, and that can help determine where that came from, how authentic it is. It just gives us a whole different, I can get a person that if I have questions, I can ask. But I don't feel comfortable with the answers I've received so far. And I have been adamant about that because it's very concerning because nobody is taking the time to authenticate this. Nobody knows where it came from. They're just running with the story. And it's like, oh, well, it came from here. Well, where did they get it? And where did they get it? And where did they get it? And nobody can answer. Nobody can answer where this tape come from. I can't replicate it. If I can't replicate it, then somebody's doing something. That's the way I look at it. Because I have the footage. If I have the footage, I should be able to replicate every single thing that they're doing. And if I can't do that, we got problems. There's something not right. And I, right now, where I'm sitting, can't do that. I have videos with no audio. So there's no way in hell I could even try to adjust audio. Where did the audio come from? That's my dilemma. That's my dilemma. So I've got to be able to source this. When I saw the ruckus, there was cars behind the house. The cars behind the house is a problem for me because we all know that the common area is behind that house. Common area, not cars. So where did the ruckus video come from? And what house is it truly on? Because if you pull it back, you see cars. How do we see cars when it should be common area? Again, there may be a plausible explanation, but nobody can answer me these questions. If I can't answer these questions and I can't replicate something that I have the video on, I've got to sit here and say, something doesn't smell right in Denmark, and I can't use it. I can't use it, and I wish I really want to keep, and I want to say this to you guys because I think this needs to be a learning lesson. Because I think people are interjecting stuff here. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case here. I don't want people jumping all over my shit. But in the same sense, I want to be able to corroborate the information I'm presenting to you guys. Because I thought even the 515 came from a reliable source. Well, guess what? I don't trust that reliable source anymore. Just like I don't trust the source that these two things come from. There's been a lot of misinformation from that very channel. And I can't trust anything that comes out of it. I can't. I'm sorry. It's too much in this case. Think about it. There's like 4 or 5 bombshell things that were released from that very channel that have all been debunked. I can't rely on anything from that channel at this point. Because anything from this point, I always have to question and corroborate because I don't trust the creator to do it. So, there is that. But that's just my 2 cents. That's just for me. I'm one person. This is just for my purview. You guys may find value in that. You guys may absolutely believe that. If it is something, then I missed it. But I've also given everybody the opportunity to provide me the receipts, and nobody can seem to do that. So there is that part as well. So I just want to caution everybody. You have to question these things. You always need to find out, where did the person get it from? Like even me, when I do stuff here, you guys know where it came from, right? You guys knew that the trail came from Gray Hughes. You guys knew that the lights and the car came from Nick Barris. You guys knew where these things came from. I don't keep that from you. We use corroborated and reliable sources here, yet you're not getting that from these other creators, but it's hook, line, and sinker. So we've got to be very careful. We need to have, we need to find out where these things came from. Where's the video? Source the video. Where did it come from? I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with a creator receiving an email of this stuff and she can't even explain it or, knows what she's even looking at. I have a problem. But anyways, I digress. I don't want it to turn into like a pick fight or anything like that. It's my opinion. It's based upon reality and the fact that there's been a lot of questionable stuff coming from that channel, and I'm questioning this, and I'm not running with it until until I'm satisfied. Until I'm satisfied. And when I'm satisfied, we'll know for a fact. If you don't hear it from here, I'd question it. I'm serious. Not that we have everything. But if we have something and you want me to look into it, I'll look into it. I'll look into anything. But I have to be satisfied before I say that it's fact. We talk about a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation, but since we're getting somewhere, okay, we've got some really good information here. I don't want to taint it. Okay? I don't want to taint it with bunk information. The information we put out is legit. And if I step on that now, it could derail the work we're doing. And we have to get the work right. So it is what it is. And we have to corroborate this. I'm going to Tennessee to corroborate this stuff, guys. I mean, I don't have to be in Tennessee. Face it, I could sit here all day. Clearly. Have no problem doing it. Did it for 3 months. I wouldn't say I have no problem doing it, but I can do it. I can do it. I don't need to be out there. I want to be out there. So That's where we're at. So I'll dig in, guys. And if you guys can help me, because I know I know a lot of our audience are very concerned about that audio. We do need a source. At this point, we need to find out where it came from. We need to either debunk it or it needs to hold water. We need to do one of the two things. At this point, we're all in on this. We need to find out where the audio came from, and we need to source it. We need to figure out if it's debunked, if it's bad information or not. I'd like to find out once and for all, one way or another. I'm going to be out there. I'll be in Memphis. I'll know. Hopefully somebody does, decide to get up and go out there and check, St. Jude's. Actually, right now would be a great time. If anybody's in the area near St. Jude's, drive by there and see if the job site's locked up and take a picture of the chains. I'd like to see what it looks like at night. That would be a great time. Somebody in the morning on your way to work, if you drive by it, if you're there at 5:15, you take a shot of it. Let us know what it looks like at 5:15 in the morning. We got this, guys. We got this. So pass this around. Don't forget when you're at other things, just check around for anybody in Memphis near that St. Jude's that can get us some information. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome, baby. All right, guys, I love you. God bless you. Thank you all for being here and closing my weekend. My weekend was I usually have decent weekends. This was a very, very rough weekend for me, for a variety of reasons. So, but we made it. We made it, and we're here. And we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.